So even though the frets on the other side didn't seem very high uh, compared to the top side, I did find that when I come on this side and pressed on them, they were bouncing. And if I had leveled them, and then when you try to press on a string, you know, between the two frets, that fret would probably be bouncing. This one here is bouncing also. I've got to make sure that those are also secured. So I think I've got like one more here. So I've had to turn this thing upside down. So that one there is good. And it's taking some of these considerable time to cure. And I'm also making a mess on the fretboard a little bit with the glue. My hands are not as steady as they were when I was younger. And some of them, the frets were up in on this side more than looking at them from the top side. But this MacGyver tool is working. Maybe I could patent it. Not. Let me see this one. That one seems to be pretty good. I mean, if I can make them bounce with my finger, just pressing on it there. See, now these ones up here at the top end, right up here, these are secure. They're solid. It seems to me like I tried pressing down on these frets without glue to see if they would stay in, see if the tangs would hold them, or the tabs, or the clickers, or whatever they call them. But no, they bounce right back out. It makes me think that the slots here were also cut a little bit too wide for the size of fret they put in here. And these are the small frets. So yeah, once I've got the glue down in there and I can hold it and secure it, they're coming up nice and solid after that. What about that one? Oh, I missed that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I missed number 5. Did I miss it? No, I got number 5. It's in there. It's up a little bit, but it's secure. I mean, it's like, you know, a hair, but that happens with a lot of frets. But once I get them, you know, smoothed off and stuff, and all leveled and recrowned, it'll be good. Gonna knock this lousy nut off of there before I do the leveling as well. So all these tuners are going to have to go. There's only one that's really solid. All the rest of them are all loosey-goosey in there. Since I'm going to have to take them off, that means the new one coming in was going to be like this. I'm going to need 2 sets of better tuners for this one and the one that may come tomorrow. Yeah, they're all got to go. I'm going to try to take one of those apart, see what they've got inside of them. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Am I good? Everywhere. Oh, I forgot the first fret. The first fret, yeah, the first fret down, the first fret down here is lifted on this side, so it's kind of like that. So I got to get back around the other side for it, and I got to get the glue on this side to seep up underneath the edges, and then squeeze the hell out of it. Can't do this from a sitting position, even though you can see it from a sitting position, because the glue, you need to have the gravity pull it down underneath the edge of the fret and into the slot, and then bite it. Let me recheck all these other ones on this side while I'm upside down now. Yeah, they're all good on all the sides. I'm happy with those. Just number 1 is the last one. I didn't even see number 1 initially because I was looking from the top side this way and sort of like at an angle, and I couldn't see the light underneath the tab until I just accidentally was looking at it in a certain way, and I go, oh, some of them are this way. All right, you've seen that. Okay, there's an extra step. The CA glue, when you press it down, gets squirted out from the edges, and then it stays along the fret. Now I have to scrape that shiny stuff away and clean it up. Well, there's one piece of good news. The nut came right off with my thumb, just like that. Just snapped right out. Very little glue, very good. I just had to file down the bottom of that a little bit to flatten it off. This is a 42.79, and I'm going through my nuts here. I think all my tusks are too wide. It's the closest I've got. Another 44. These are all different numbers. I think they are. Another 44. Now you say 44 to 42 is not that much, but it is when you're sitting it in the slot. Boop. Now they're all good thickness wise, and in reality, if I really had to, and I might have to, if I position it so that the high end of the strings are flush with the end here, I can take off the couple of millimeters on this side. That means that the low E string should not fall off the edge of the fretboard, and the high E string should not fall off the edge of the fretboard, and the low E string is still in far enough that it's up there, and you pull down on that one anyway, and you're not likely to push it off the top. So there's that. 42 something, and it also will fit the slot. That's perfect. And there's plenty of height to cut to bring it down. Looks like we could be going bone. It's wider than the binding, and that's the plastic one. And the tusks are darker than the binding. But this one is close to the binding. Oh, see, that's so good. It fits in that slot so nice, I don't even have to glue it. That won't come out. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. That fit really good. All right, so that's where we are. We're going to end up choosing one of these in the end. But first, of course, we'd have to level all that. Let me do some cleanup of the tools. Bag. What else? I haven't tested the truss rod. Maybe I should do that next before I do any more work on it. Like Dave says, does the truss rod work? And if it doesn't, just stop. Again, I didn't do that because I wanted to see if I could do this. And I did. Those frets are down. And I think they're going to stay. I got one of the tuners off, and I see it has nylon bushings at the top and the bottom. Right in there. You can see the little white nylon bushings in there. And some of these things have little cheap tabs that you could just bend very easily, but this one, they're quite strong. The outer case on this is a much better quality than they put on the inside, which is the most important part. Let's see what's in there. Wow. So those are only held in place buy these little fiber washers, which I sometimes need for those open semi-closed type, and this one comes right off on the bottom. That could be a savable part. Now the tops of these things don't come off, so they must have glued them on before they put that one on there. So they're just kind of sitting. They're just kind of sitting inside there, top and bottom. And it's supposed to make connection with this, but this thing is also loose. And that shouldn't be loose. This should be secured to this plate so that it doesn't bounce around and makes better contact with that. Even with the fiber washers, if this part was not loose, it would work better. And it also needs one of those tiny little spring washers that I found in the semi-closed tuners, or semi-open, whatever they want to call them. I think it's about to come off now. Yeah. It needs one of those tiny little ones just to make that secure, and then that would make much better contact with this worm gear. Even with the fiber washers there. This is the main problem right there. Just before I go to the other bench to check the fretwork, I'm going to take a look at the electrics in here. We don't want to lose those screws. Ooh, now that's different. That's different. Are those the same size as that? No. Well, let's go over there. Ooh. Oh, they put little shims on the back for the cover to sit kind of flush, but it's not even flat. Yeah, so they put little stickies. I've seen this on another guitar. I can't remember which one. See that? They put these little sticky things here. Yeah, and that's because they routed it too deep. And then down here, where the electrics are, they routed, but then for each one of the pots, they have it even deeper, probably done with like a Forstner bit. The body's supposed to be some kind of basswood, I think. And it looks like it could be one solid piece that's been machined. But they made the pockets big enough for full-size pots, if you wanted to put them in there, I think. And I can see under the edge of the front of these pots, there's two washers, possibly a flat and a internal star. Now the wiring itself is shielded wiring. Oh, and there's one disconnected. I wonder where that's supposed to go. I wonder where that's supposed to go. This is not shielded. This could be the bridge wire. This could be the bridge wire. And those go to the tones. It's got green chiclets, probably 47. Yeah. Now the pots they feel okay. And I will probably not want to change those, but I will want to do the capacitor. And because of the curvature of the body going this way, they have to adjust the length of the shafts so that when you get the knobs on, you know, they don't end up rubbing on the body. So these two down here are the most in jeopardy, so I have to remember to put them back the way they were because they're not hitting the body at the moment. Okay. And I just had to take that past QC sticker that was up here off, glaring in the face at me under these conditions. Okay, so the other bench now, we're going to go check all the frets. We're going to tape that up, and I'll do all this stuff. I'm not going to bore you with any of it. It seems like all the fret ends are staying down just where they should be. So, both sides. So I'm happy with that job. Hey guys, I'm in the home stretch with the fretboard. Gonna have to use a little naphtha now to clean that up. And we'll be good to go. Ha-ha! We're getting there. Okay, frets are done. Ooh, so nice. I've wiped the whole guitar down with naphtha. Get all the manufacturing fingerprints off and all of mine. And there we go. Look at that. I have not lubricated the wood yet. Right, so what I've done is to come over to bench 2 to start doing some of the electrics, and I put one coat of oil on the fretboard, except before the first fret, because I haven't got the nut in there yet. I don't want any gluing problems. So going back to my drawings, I think the only thing I need to do on this to fix it to be independent volumes is to swap. Yeah, swap input and outputs on the pots. Right now they have the positive from the pickups coming into pin 1. Yeah, and the outputs on 2. That should go here. So all I need to do is swap these two on both volumes, and that will do it. I have a new switch. Oh, there's new tuners coming in today. I ordered the Music Lily Pro 1:15 ratio on the gears, they say. They were $40, so I'm gonna see what happens. I think I mentioned that in the last segment. I was hoping they'd be in here by now, but not yet. So I'm going to have to work on getting that switch out and putting this one in. I have the new roller bridge that I intend to put on here, and I will retain this tailpiece. It's reasonable to hold the strings, and that's where I'm going to go. Oh yeah, I'm going to change the capacitors to either 22s or 33s. I'm not sure which ones yet. So I've got to dig some of this stuff out, and it's just time consuming and monotonous. So I'll show you when I'm done. Looky here what just got delivered while I was wiring. What am I looking for? Yep, that. Looky here. Does that have a pull tab? Yeah. Now I bought the Music Lily Pros first because they were coming in $10 cheaper than the Geikers, which are the next ones up. Now if these are acceptable, or they'll go on. If they're not acceptable, I'll have to go back and I'll have to get the Geikers, I think. And I don't want to have to destroy the box to get it open before I know. So I'm going to get one out. They do have some heft to them. Oh, look at that. No movement. That's a good sign. I wonder if they're all like that. All right, let me just feel that. Okay. This one's good. It has promise. Another lily pick. Okay. All right. They're called Music Lily Pro. Okay. So these show a lot more promise. Yes, nice and tight gearing. And you know the case is about the same as the ones that came off, but there's no nylon bushings in the bottom here. So these are being held in place. The bottom of the shaft is being held in place by a support, a tiny little support right there to keep it from wobbling. You see? No, that's what you're supposed to do. And that doesn't take that much more money to do. All right, we'll have those to put on. So I got the switch in. I've got volume 1 reversed, and I've got to get through the nest down here for volume 2, which is the neck. A little bit of a nest in there, and I think I'm going to have to pop that pot out. So yeah, I'm almost done. It wasn't really that difficult at all, and I'm going to have to connect this bridge wire.